What's up, guys? Let's get in some chill summertime cookout vibes, inspired by my guy, The Honest Guy, and his song, OMG. All right, today, guys, we're in the key of D major. We're at 92 BPMs. Our quantize is 16th notes at 75% strength and sensitivity. There'll be some times where I take the quantize off just to get a more natural feel. But anyway, let's go ahead, jump in, get these drums in. For the drums, we are using Native Instruments battery, the Velvet Bloom kit, or excuse me, the Velvet Bloom pack, and we're using the Reasons kit. I processed it a little bit. I turned the saturation up. Didn't do any transit mastering, but for the saturation, put in 20 of dB, excuse me, put in 20 of gain and pulled it down about a dB, a little less than a dB. All right, next up, we're gonna put in a combo snare. We're using Addictive Drums, the clean acrylite preset from the Modern R&B pack. What I'm gonna do is just put in a clap and a rim shot to kind of just give it a little a flair on the backbeat. So I'll add those two. I'm gonna turn off the quantize just so I can get a more human, little bit sloppier feel. Cool, I think we got that where we want it. Next up, we're gonna put in some hi-hats. Let me turn this quantize back on, then we move over to these hi-hats. Using the same Addictive Drums kit, but now we're just gonna go ahead and program in these hi-hats. Cool, I think we got those in pretty good. One of the hi-hats, it looks like I got a little sloppy. We don't mind them a little late, but early kind of throws everything off. So let's take a look here. That one's too early. So we'll just put it right on beat. Hey man, if you made it this far, do me a favor. Like and subscribe. Appreciate you. All right, next thing we're gonna do is put in a little soundscape, a little texture. And for that, we're using XXV Sovereign Soul, link down below in the description if you wanna pick it up. Appreciate it, really helps the channel. And for that, we're using the NYC Pen 02 preset. We're just gonna paint that in, it's real easy, just to get, some textures of city living. All right, so I'm just gonna take my pencil tool and I'll paint it in here. All right, I painted it in for the whole 4 bars. Let's hear what it sounds like with the drums. Nice, just a little something down there at the bottom to give it a little texture. All right, let's come back now that we got these drums in. What I wanna do is I wanna duplicate them and change this from a 4-bar loop to an 8-bar loop. All right, let's go ahead and get in some of these harmonic instruments. We're gonna start with the Rhodes. Now for the Rhodes, we're using Arturia Stage 73. We're using the Felt Hammers preset. That's part of the factory bundle or factory kit. Anyway, let's go ahead and get these chords in. We're in the key of D major. You'll see the keys or the chords on the screen, but stick around for the lesson after the session because I'll explain the chords in more detail after the demo. Stick around for that. But for right now, let's go ahead and get these chords in. All right, didn't realize you couldn't see all of the chords there, but scroll down. There's a little pic of the chords. There you go. All right, let's keep it moving. Next up, I had to do it. Put in a little guitar, grab the Yamaha Rev Star, processed it by using Guitar Rig. Let me show you what I'm using. I used the classic 70s wah preset. Let's go ahead, get it in. right, cool. I think we got what we needed here. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna jump back in the DAW. I think I need to have this just a little bit louder. So we're gonna increase everything by about 4 dB. Then we're gonna go in and we're gonna chop up a few of these points here just to get them the volume consistent. There we go. Like we'll start from this way going back. That guy needs to be louder. This guy needs to be louder. All of these need to be louder. Next up, let's hold down that low end. Gonna put in some bass, and for that, we're using IK Multimedia's Moto bass. We're using the Beat Jazz preset. Let's go ahead and get it in. Next up, we're going to put something in just to support the chords and the guitar licks that we already have in there. And for that, we're using Arturia's Augmented Voices. We're using the Intimate Ooze preset. So we're just going to get that in just to help pad underneath. Not doing anything crazy, but let's get it in. Next up, we're going to put some more keys in, but this will be for like a verse section where we pull out the Rhodes just so we can get a little variation. And for that synth, we're using the one and only Arturia June V6, which is a Juno emulation. We're using the 70s Dreamy Rhodes preset. Same mistake. Let me scroll up so you guys can see all the chords. There you go. My bad, but got that in without any problems. Oh, also, in order to give that, I processed that a little bit. I use Arturia's Disc Cold Fire Drum Ripper just to give it a little bit of an edge and a little breakup sound there, just so it'll cut through the mix a little bit. Anyway, let's continue on. We're going to put in another lead sound just to sprinkle something over the top. All right, for that lead sound, we're using Arturia's June 6V. We're using the Rebirth preset. We're just gonna sprinkle this in over the top, not doing much. All right, got that in with no problem. Forgot to tell you I had to turn the quantize off in order to get that more legato feel, all right? Last up, putting a little more ear candy up at the top, just something to tickle the high-end register. And for that, we're using Arturia's Mini V, and we're using this Tarkus preset. What I did do is I changed it a little bit. I came here and turned the frequency cutoff just down ever so slightly to take off a little bit of the top end. All right, I think we did enough to be dangerous. Let me go ahead and duplicate this out, make a little bit of a sequence, nothing big, and I'll get right back at you. All right, I put together a quick sequence, just a little something to keep it nice and easy. Throw this on for your backyard barbecue type jams, you know? Anyway, I appreciate you guys stopping by. Of course, stay up. Let's hear what we made. you made it to the lesson after the session. Do me a favor, if you made it this far, drop a keyboard emoji down in the comments. All right, let's get into breaking down these chords. Like I said, today we're in D major. Let me throw the chords up on the screen so we can walk through them. Let's go ahead and identify them, then we'll spell them out. So we're first starting with the D major 9, then we're using a G major 7, back to that D major 9, then an E minor 7, an F sharp minor 7, a G major 7, and finally an A dominant 13 sus 4 chord. All right, they're all up there. I had trouble getting through them. It happens. Now let's start spelling them out. So for that D major chord, what we're going to do is we're going to have a D in the left hand. Let me go ahead, put this down here because we're actually playing a lower register. So I went ahead and just transposed my keys down an octave. So we're having D in the left hand, and then we're doing an E, F sharp, A, and a C sharp, and it sounds like this. All right, then we move on to the G major 7, and for that we have a G in the left hand, we have a D, F sharp, G, and a B in the right hand, sounds like this. Then we go back to that D major 9, then we go to the E minor 7, which is an E in the left hand, then an E, G, B, and a D in the right hand. Then that F sharp minor 7, F sharp in the left hand, F sharp in the right hand, followed by a C sharp, and an E. Sounds like this. Then we go back to that then we go to that G major 9, G major 7, which we have a G, D, F sharp, G, and B. Sounds like this. Then we have that final chord, which is the A dominant 13 sus 4. So A in the left hand, G, D, B, F sharp in the right hand. All together sounds like this. And as we get ready to turn around, we do a quick little walk down from that F sharp to the D to the B. And then we're back at the beginning where we started with that D major 9. Sorry, I had an E in the bass that time, but you saw me correct it, right? Okay. All right, those are the chords. Let's try to play it around, all right? I'm gonna put the metronome on. We're at 92 BPMs. If you guys can follow along with me, let's get it. Kind of flubbed at the end doing that walk down, but it happens. But those were the chords. That was the progression. Thanks for hanging out at the lesson after the session. To see more videos like this, click here.